Good morning everybody, and what a wonderful colourful Friday show we are bringing you today. We have got the most amazing new launch of Prism Ink Pads for you. You're going to absolutely love them. But before I go any further, let's introduce who's with us today. You've got me as your host, Kat Hollis. Over in the production pad we have our Gemma.
Good morning.
And going to demo up and do some technique craziness for us over in the demonstration station. We have our wonderful Natalie.
Crazy is a way to describe this.
It is.
But it's going to be
crazy
so
but
much
fabulous.
fun. And
so many things I promise you've never seen before.
You won't have seen them, because I did do 2 shows on this yesterday on Hobby Maker. So if you tuned in, please don't think that I will be showing you some of obviously the same techniques, but we're going to start off with 2 brand new things that we didn't show yesterday, and then we're going to get into lots and lots of fun on how to use these. So please don't think you're going to see what you've already seen before. Stay tuned for lots and lots of fun.
But we are going to keep you in suspense just a minute or 2 longer while we do this week's Win It Weekly competition. So, Win It Weekly, it's your last chance to enter today. How long do they have, Gemma? About half an hour. So, for your chance to win this beautiful, it's the multi-buy 5 collection of our deluxe craft pads. And in here, you're going to get your Forever Floral Roses, your Teddy Loves, and your beautiful, this has been such a favourite with so many people, your True Blue. And our deluxe craft pads come with 4 toppers, 8 matching cardstocks for each, and your inserts. This is such a complete crafting kit in one, and we are giving this away to 3 winners today. So 3 people will be winning this bundle worth $35.97, and all you have to do for your chance to win it is like, share and comment your answer to this question. What percentage of the UK households own a pet? Is it A, 62%, B, 48%, or C, 71%? I know what I'd go for. What's everybody else thinking?
I think 62, you know.
Yeah, me too.
And it does seem quite high, but I do think it's probably more than you think.
Yeah, I think I would definitely go it's above half the population, so I'd go for 62 as well. So this is what you need to do for your chance to win these today. But I'm not going to keep you waiting much longer, because we have so much fabulousness to show you today. So, have you got a little VT for us? So you got a little sneak peek there of some of the wonderful techniques and the beautiful new range of colours that we are bringing for you today. So let's jump in with the big bad boy, and we'll go straight for our Prism Ink Pad Ultimate Collection. Look at that. Look at this 40 new colours right here of our known and loved original style Prism Ink Pads. Just how gorgeous are these? So if you are, let's go in with the price. So if you are a non-club member, you're coming along for the first time, you have not done and signed up just by sending your email to be a club member, you are going to pay $59.80, and if you want to do that, that's absolutely fine. But if you go onto the website and just sign up, all we need is your email address. You can become a Club Hunky Dory member, and you will get that discount, and you will be paying $56.81, which is a good saving already, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible saving, because the price on this is crazy. I mean, it shouldn't even be £59.80. It should be way more than that for what you're getting here.
It is. And if you are a Diamond Club member, you will be paying $53.82.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible. And you're not just getting those 40, you are getting your handbook as well. So this is the third Prism Handbook, isn't it?
The third Prism Handbook, yeah.
All brand new, spanking, even more fabulous, even more fun techniques for you in this handbook here. It's absolutely chocker with some crazy fun designs. We had so much fun.
We had
coming up with these, playing with them, making cards with them. Absolutely gorgeous. And Natalie will be showing these off in more detail as we go along. But I know what you all want to see. You all want to see the fabulous colour range that we've got for you here.
I was saying yesterday on Telecap, picking out these colours was a long process that we were all involved with.
We were all involved in,
because we had sort of like, I think there was maybe over 60, maybe 80 different colours that we could have chosen from. And obviously we excluded all of the old ones because we wanted them to be brand new. And then I remember going in and sitting with Dan and saying, oh, well, which colours do you like? And then I remember you were in there one day, and Marie was in there, and we were all putting in our input into what colours we wanted to make them user friendly.
Yeah, and this is what I love about Hunky Dory as a company, is that the people at the top could just make the decisions.
Absolutely.
But they don't do that. They come down to us and they want us, our opinions as crafters, because they know we are the ones that are going to be using them day in, day out, and they want to know that we think that the colours are going to work together, that we're going to be able to achieve those beautiful blends, those ombre effects, that there's that when we put the sets together that we'll show you later, that those sets that will work individually on their own if you're not buying anything else. So they really do value the opinion of crafters. They don't just go for what they think is right. It is absolutely beautiful. So let's jump in and go through some of these colours for you. I'm trying to show it off so we get everything just about there. So we're going to start, have I got the right side? I have. We are going to start on this one here, which is my right. Apologies if it's your left, and we're going to work our way through. So we have got this gorgeous lipstick colour, and it's such a classic, isn't it? And then we move over to our hot pink, our petal pink. We have got our blush, which is absolutely stunning. And you can see already just that 4 pink tones there, how beautifully a blend down they absolutely work together. We've got our lovely lilac, onto our vintage rose, orchid, violet, and finishing this line here with our beautiful blueberry. I think that one is. Oh no, it's violet. I finished already.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're skipping on a row.
So that's our gorgeous violet, and we come down here, starting with the gorgeous, oh no, I think I've gone out of sync. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Blueberry.
Yeah.
Then over, so these are like our blues and into those like greeny blue kind of colours. So we've got our beautiful royal blue, our Prussian blue, which is absolutely stunning.
It's one of my favourite colours.
This one here, absolutely great. That gorgeous teal, an electric blue, a powder blue, another one that's an absolute favourite in the office, the spearmint, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, they're all favourites. Lime zest, is that the last one on here?
That is the last one.
So we're going down to our third row now, and we are starting with our pear green, lily pad, khaki, and shamrock. Then we've got our holly green, stormy night, dove grey, and the gorgeous concrete colour. And you'll see there's some cards coming up now with the concrete on later on in the show. The payoff you get for this,
it's incredible, isn't it? It doesn't even look like it's ink.
Yeah, you'd think a colour called concrete, a dark grey colour, you'd be like, oh, boring, I'll put it to the back of the box. It is absolutely stunning. And then we're coming down to row 4, and our classic kind of black colour, the charcoal. And then onto our browns, a beautiful muddy boots colour. I love the names of these this time. Great. Cocoa bean, so a little bit more of a reddy brown, gingerbread, velvet fawn. And I think velvet is the right word for these. They do kind of have that lovely texture to them as well, don't they?
Really
something. Another one that's an absolute favourite is the greige, mustard and buttercup we're finishing this row with here. And down onto that bottom row we have for you the beautiful warm honey, peachy, and then we go into Natalie's favourite area of the board. We have our tangerine, our roasted pumpkin, tiger orange, red pastel, letterbox red and earth red.
Aren't they just absolutely stunning?
Most beautiful selection of colours.
And we've actually stamped these out for you onto these circles.
Yeah.
So these are true representations of the ink colours that you're going to receive. It's absolutely stunning. I love it together. We were saying it looks like an eyeshadow palette.
Oh, it does,
very,
doesn't
very
it?
Gorgeous.
So we'll just run through the price of our ultimate collection one time for you. Again, we have for Diamond Club members, you're paying $53.82 for 40 ink pads and your new third Prism Handbook. Absolutely incredible value. Club members, it's $56.81, and if you're not in the club, we have $59.80.
Ooh.
So that's one way to buy them, but we have other ways for you. You can also buy these in sets. So we have our first set up here, and in our sets you get 8 pads, and this one is our first one. It is our beautiful pastels, and look how well these colours work together. So in your pastel collection you are getting blush, lovely lilac, powder blue, lime zest, greige, pear green, warm honey and peachy.
I'm not joking, that colour combination
Isn't it stunning?
is what dreams are made of.
It is.
It is absolutely fantastic.
So $14.99 regular. Club members, you are at $14.24, and Diamond Club members for this gorgeous collection, you are at $13.49.
Which is madness.
Absolute madness. So let's move on to set 2 for you, and this is our brights. It does what it says on the tin. We have got lipstick, orchid, electric blue, spearmint, shamrock, buttercup, tangerine and letterbox red. All the same prices as before, $14.99, $14.24 and $13.49. Next up we have set 3, and this is our gorgeous mid-tones collection. In here we have our pink petal, blueberry, lily pad, velvet fawn, concrete, mustard, tiger orange and red pastel. Set 4, I'm jumping ahead, we have our beautiful vintage collection featuring vintage rose, Prussian blue, teal, khaki, stormy nights. I'm putting 2 together here. Muddy boots, gingerbread and roasted pumpkin. At set 5, last but not least, we have essentials, which is our hot pink, violet, royal blue, holly green, dove grey, charcoal, cocoa bean and earth red. Fabulous collection for Christmas crafting as well.
For Christmas.
Before we go any further ahead, I'm going to show you something that you're going to want to get. If you're buying these ink pads today in any formulation, whether it's the ultimate or as singles or as the sets, we are selling this wonderful Velcro loop. Now it might not be the most exciting product we've ever shown on Hunky Dory Live.
It's not, but it's essential.
It's absolutely essential, and it is such a fabulous price. So this is just the hook side of the Velcro, and you're going to get 1 metre of it here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to cut it into little strips. It's adhesive on the back, so that pulls away. Is it really, really sticky?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So make sure you cut it before you peel the back off, but you only need a little bit. You're going to stick this to the back of your ink pad, and then you're going to get your blending tool. That'll stick on the back of there perfectly, and then you're going to keep all your coloured pads perfectly matched up with your ink pads.
It's so handy as well, because the way that the way that our ink pads are designed means that you can keep your blending sponge underneath the back of your ink pad. It doesn't sit over the top of that, so no ink is going to get anywhere because it fits really nice and snug within that ink pad as well. And it just means that we have one blending sponge for all of our ink pads. We have no crossover of colour. We're not affecting our ink pads by, say, putting a darker green into this green. We're going to keep it nice, clean and tidy, and it's going to last a really long time doing it that way.
And look at the price of it as well.
I know.
We've put this up further in the show because we have got a very limited stock of it at this amazing price, and we wanted to let you know about it.
I think it sold out yesterday in less than 5 minutes.
Yes.
So we don't think it's going to be around for long. So if you want to get your hands on it and you can use your blending sponges and do it exactly the way that all us team do it here at Hunky Dory, then get this in your basket right now.
Yeah. So £1.50 for non-club members, £1.42 for club members, and £1.35 if you are a Diamond Club member.
That is insane, isn't it?
Absolutely crackers. So I'm just going to hold this up one last time while I tell you about our last way you can buy our ink pads today, and this is as individuals.
It is.
So you can buy our individual ink pads for £2.50 each, but if you purchase 5 you are getting 1 for free, so you are getting 4 for 5.
It's a great way to do it that way, isn't it, as well? Maybe you've already got some of our colours and there's just a couple that you fancy from this selection, then you can get them and get them on this fantastic offer. We also need to remind you that you can still buy our original 36 colours. I don't think there's 36 anymore, because I'm definitely positively sure that we have 3 of them that have sold out. But if you want to get any of our original 36 colours, you can do that. You can shop online at Hunky Dory Crafts, but once they have sold out, we will not be returning those colours. These 40 colours are going to be what carries us through for the rest of the year into 2023. So we're going to sort of move out of those original 36 because these are just so much more impressive. You get so much more colours and colour variations in here, I think, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you want to get your hands on the old ones, you still can do, but be quick, because once they're gone, they're not coming back.
So that's it. So for a tenner you can have 5 of the individual ink pads, which is absolutely incredible. So I promise you we are going to be going over to Natalie very, very soon for a demo. But just before we do, I want to show off a few of the amazing techniques that you can do with these. And this is where we need a little bit of your help today, because Natalie's going to do a couple of wonderful cards for us, but I think in the last section of the show she is going to show off some techniques, and we'd like to know what you would like to see.
Yes.
So these are all techniques that feature in the handbook. So here, this is using cling film to get this beautiful, beautiful and I think mottled effect. And this is just one colour here, isn't it? But look at the definition you could get up at the background there, and there's so many different things you could use this for.
Absolutely.
This is another cling film one, but bringing in the other colours and taking a bit of colour away. Absolutely stunning. So as I'm running through these, have a good look, see which ones you think you would like to see at the end of the show, and if Natalie's got things with her,
I definitely will do.
Gemma's going to keep an eye on the comments for us, because unfortunately on the iPad for me is not working for comments today, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying hello, but somebody's going to monitor the comments and let us know which techniques you would like to see at the end of the show.
We'll try and get in as many as possible.
This one takes me back to nursery school.
Yeah, it's really fun, isn't it? When I did this yesterday, they were like, "Are you what?" And then when they saw the payoff, it's incredible.
So this is using bubbles, little bit of washing up liquid, and all these techniques bring the ones that bring in extra materials. It's all household stuff. It's all stuff you'll have in the house anyway, so you've not got to go and buy anything fancy or extra. You might have to go out into the garden and pick some leaves. We wish we had footage of Natalie running around the car park trying to find leaves for these. That would have been fascinating.
Yes, it was very funny. I did that yesterday. It was a lot easier yesterday though, because where the studio is, there's quite a lot of trees around, whereas here we don't have that many trees. And obviously because the leaves are falling, I've just picked out some gorgeous autumn leaves. But it's just incredible.
This
one's
is a
awesome.
technique that absolutely blew my mind, and it is so simple. It's using baby wipes.
We'll show it you.
Yeah, we'll
'cause you'll
definitely
love
show you
it.
this one. Is picking up the colour with your thing. And I was really worried because I was worried it was going to leach too much colour from my ink pad, but it doesn't at all. It's absolutely stunning. So this is using it to create that tartan check effect, but there's so many other things you can do with it. This is the payoff you get from our layering stamps. I mean, just look at that. Absolutely,
It's incredible, isn't it?
Beautiful.
And all those are still on our website.
They are. Now these are using your dies as a mask, so you cut it out, use some repositionable spray to stick your die down, and then use that as a mask and creating your ink backgrounds over the top. And this card here is a perfect example of what I was on about before, about how beautifully these colours blend together and make those stunning ombre backgrounds. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is the same technique again, but they've just used what was inked over the top of that die as well and added it back in. Absolutely beautiful. This is splattering, so creating that inky background effect and then just going over with some water.
I love this.
And just take some of that colour away, makes those beautiful galaxy style backgrounds absolutely stunning.
We did that yesterday, but it looks so much better today.
Look at this. This is using bubble wrap.
I was thinking as well when I did this, how cool would it be with like a bee die?
Yes.
Or like a stamp that
So
you
much
have?
fun,
It would be
yeah.
awesome because it just looks like a hive.
Absolutely gorgeous.
There's just so much texture you can create with these. It's incredible.
So this is taking colours that aren't necessarily in the same kind of family together. This was probably using like the Brights collection, but matching them all together, you going in with your masking tape, putting these sections over the masks, colouring them up, and then just going back in with a little bit of a softer hand to add some colour back into those mask lines. Absolutely perfect.
It's amazing.
Oh, this is another great new technique that we've brought to you here. This is using salt. So you can use your fine salt or your rock salt to give these very, very different effects. I'm not sure how well you can see the payoff. You can see it much better in this one here.
I think what I did was I made the water a bit too wet, so it needs to be quite saturated, but I think on that one yesterday I added a bit too much water in, but it gives you like a really, do you know what it reminds me of? Like roots of a tree.
Yeah, there's that roots.
It's really cool.
And also on this one here, I get like that, you know, when they break into like gemstones and stuff, that kind of texture as well.
Yes.
And with a colour like that, that really beautiful jewel tone, it works so well. So this is smooshing. So going in with plenty of water and getting all your colours in there. So many great, beautiful backgrounds you can create here. And remember, they're not just for creating backgrounds. These will stamp with your regular stamps absolutely beautifully as well. But we're just trying to show off some of the wonderful techniques that we've got in our book for you and some others. So these two here are using both sides of like an embossing folder. So you'd ink it up through your embossing folder and pass it through your die cutting machine, and you get these beautiful textured effects.
It's so nice. It just gives you
So
such a
much
different
fun.
look, and because you've got that embossing as detail in there as well, it's quite fascinating.
So this one is actually using your dies. The next two I've got for you. So you would stamp up onto your die, onto the reverse of your die, and place your card on top, and again run it through your die cutting machine. So you're just getting, you're not only expanding what you can do with the tools you've already got, you're creating all these wonderful backgrounds as well. And the same for this one here, this beautiful sunflowers.
It works really well with this
And you
die
get-
collection that we've
you
got,
do.
and they are still in stock as well.
And you get this beautiful embossing effect on there as well. Absolutely stunning. Now this one is ink lifting. So you're going
It's
in
really
and you're
clever.
taking some of the colour away afterwards, and you get these beautiful, like, well, this one using the colour here is almost like a nighttime or snowy scene background.
It's quite incredible, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
So you get two payoffs with this one, because you obviously have your embossed image, which is
Yes.
what we start off with, and then you get the ink lifting on the second piece. So you can use both of these then.
Yeah.
So cut down, trim them down, and make your backgrounds with. These are obviously just A4
same
pieces
again.
of card, but it's such a clever technique.
absolutely gorgeous. So let us know which techniques you'd like to see at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And I promise I will let you go over to see what wonderful demonstration our Natalie has got for us now.
So first of all, I just want to show you how incredibly versatile these are. So I'm going to take the teal colour because I really like this colour. So our ink pads are water-based, they're non-toxic. They come in this really nice ergonomic sizing. We have not changed anything about that. We just changed the colourways because we thought that this worked perfectly. The shape, the size, the fact that we have such a great raised bed on here, that means inking up your stamps if you're just going to use these to stamp with, is absolutely so easy to do. But because they are water-based, it gives us so much more potential for colours. So I'm just gonna lie this straight down now, because we can do this. We can just use it as a flat colour straight from the ink pad. We can blend with our inks because we have this amazing formula that just gives you such an amazing colour payoff. But obviously with blending, you build up that colour, so you've got that really gorgeous mix and tone because it gives you a different look. And then because they're water based as well, we can also paint or colour with these. So you can just put swatches down on your new mat. You might think, what on earth is Natalie using here? I've never seen this before. This is our brand new silicone mat, which is great for any messy crafting like this, because it's not going to dry out. We've got all of this base on here, and if we leave this overnight and we come back to it, we can just spritz on top of that ink and it will bring it back to life. So then we can create gorgeous watercolours with our inks as well. It is absolutely phenomenal the amount of different ways that you can use these ink pads. It makes them so versatile. It is honestly absolutely gorgeous, the different ways in which we can use them. And then of course, like we said before, we can stamp with them. So you can just ink up your stamp using that really handy raised bed. And we can add this. Let's see if we can fit this just on the edge here. We can add this onto here, and we can use these stamps. We can layer them up as well. So you can layer these colours like you saw with that gorgeous flower stamp, and you can stamp with them as well, and it gives you a gorgeous beautiful payoff. The amount of different colours that we have for you is something that's quite exciting as well, because in our first collection we didn't have as many colours in certain ranges, especially in pinks and yellows and oranges. So let's have a look at those oranges, because like Kat said, they're my favourite and they're my favourite for a reason. We have 4 colours for you this time, which are they're just kind of like formulated differently. I've got to get them out and show you, because these are colours where last time we probably had really light colours like this, but when you did any techniques with them, they weren't that good because they were too light. Yeah. This time these colours have sort of a really nice creamy formula with them, and you can see that when we put them down. So that is your peachy. We have lime zest, and it's so nice. If any people have used sort of like distress inks before, it's that sort of gorgeous chalky finish. However, these are all water based. You just have that gorgeous property from those. So don't want to put too much down, but look at these colours. They are just delightful. There's so much going on here with those 4, and those 4 are particular ones that you will receive in our gorgeous array of pastel colours, and they're all in there for you. But let's go back in with all of our oranges, because we've not only got that peachy, and we'll just stamp that again so you can see the difference. I think last time we had 1 orange zest, and it was good, but you didn't really having only 1 shade of a colour made crafting sometimes really difficult. Yeah. Within this, we have given you 4 different oranges now. You've got that gorgeous peach, you've got the tangerine, we have the tiger orange, which is more of like a red orange, and then we have the most stunning roasted pumpkin, which is your sort of absolutely gorgeous burnt orange look. It's phenomenal how many colours they bring together and how well all these colours can now blend into one another as well. So your orange is somewhere where we only had one colour before, now we have 4. And then again, I want to show you the yellows, because the yellows this time we've also done the same with. So you've got 3 tones of yellow this time. We have buttercup, we've got our warm honey, which is more of like a golden colour. That's something that I think as in the creative team we struggled to get last time, was like that golden colour when we were stamping. And then we've got mustard. Now this looks quite dark, but actually when we stamp it out and let it dry, it does come back into an absolutely phenomenal colour. So you've got 3 yellows this time, you've got 4 oranges. Our pinks and our greens are absolutely phenomenal. I think last time I found that we had quite a lot of similar greens, whereas this time we don't have, we've got a lot of different tones, which is really important when we're crafting. So the pear green is delightful. It has, again, the pear green has more of that creamy formula we were talking about. Obviously the lime zest is just stunning. That one really pops. Let's go in now with our lily pad, because this one is more of like a deeper tone. It's got some blue elements in with it. Shamrock is the classic green colour. That one's fabulous as well. Then we have our khaki, which is an ink pad of dreams. And finally our holly green as well. So you can see that every single tone of colour here is absolutely 100% different, and that is just phenomenal, because it means that you have so much more opportunities for what you can do with
and
this.
That's just the start of it as well.
Yeah.
By incorporating with that silicone mat there, how many more colours you can use by mixing them together.
We were talking about this yesterday, because we've got 3 reds for you this time as well. We didn't have 3 reds last time. I think we had 2, because we had 1 and then we brought the other one out in the second set. But with our reds, let's just say I love this pastel red. It's really nice. We'll pop that down as well so you can see the difference. But we want it to be a little bit darker, but I don't want it to be as bright as our letterbox red. I don't want it to be that bright, and I don't want it to be this dark, because this is a gorgeous rich sort of red wine colour, but that isn't right for me. So I want to use a pastel red, and then I think what I want to do is I want to make this red a bit more brown. So I'll go in with my gingerbread. This has got a nice orange tone to it, so it'll work really nicely with your reds actually. And then I can just add my water from my water brush. We can mix this in. You can do this with all of your colours. So I'm just going to pick up all of that, and then I'm just going to dip in to my brown until I'm kind of happy with the colour that I'm getting here. And then I'm going to put this down. So I've still got quite a bit of red in this, but adding that brown gives me a different colour that I don't have when I stamp out my browns, because I've got my gingerbread, which is a gorgeous light colour. We have our velvet fawn, which is beautiful, and then we have cocoa bean. I don't know where my muddy boots is. I must have put this in a different one. So your cocoa bean, we've got that one there, and then where is that one?
I do think Muddy Boots is my favourite name of anything we've ever called anything ever. I love it.
It's so nice. So nice. But none of them have this colourway in. And if you want to add more red in, then we can do that. We'll just put the red down a bit more. And we'll pick up more of that colour and just mix it in a little bit with that other piece. And then there you go. You have more of a deeper red tone now. But that red is completely different from this colour that we've created, and it's different from all of our oranges because we can bring these in now. It's absolutely amazing what you can do with this. Yes, you're getting 40 ink pads, but you're not getting 40 ink pads because we can mix all of them together. You can mix crazy colours. I obviously wouldn't mix sort of like, what's the colour that makes brown? Is it blue and yellow or green and yellow?
Yeah.
I mean, you can do if you want to. You can see what colour combinations come out. But that's what's absolutely phenomenal about these ink pads, is the amazing versatility that we have with them. So, shall we show you a technique? Because I haven't done one yet, and this is a technique that is absolutely completely different from what I did yesterday. And in honour of Kat, because she is here, it is Kat's Bocker. We have.
I'm just going to do a cow.
You're going to do what? A cow?
I'm going to do a cow.
No, we're going to do Kat's Bocker.
We'll
this
that one.
is from our handbook, so you can find this in here. I just need to get all my colours out. So you want to, we're going to do spearmint. Well, let's see what other ones we've got in here. I think we went with lime. We definitely did yellow. I should have left these all open. Lilac's in there, and then of course we have gone for our tangerine colour. And we've got one pink, which I think we went with petal pink in the end. So we've got a really nice combination of fresh colours here. You can do this with lighter colours, you can do this with sort of a mix of blues and do it like a night sky, but it's a great way of creating this. So I'm going to go in with my lighter shade first, and Kat first did this on a show that I was doing with her, and I was absolutely blown away by it. So we were like, this has to go in the handbook. So using the blending tools as they are designed,
yes,
we're just going to circle this, and the effect that you get when you do this, we're just going to do like half of this sheet. We're not going to go the whole way in. But I've gone down 3 times there by just picking up one lot of ink, and I've still got a beautiful amount of colour on my blending sponge. They are such phenomenally like juicy ink pads. There's really not that much that you need to add on to this here. So I'm going to go in with my lime green now. I like to go in with the lighter colours first because they can kind of like build a base. But it is completely up to you how you do this, and obviously this is quite a bright card that we're going to create here, so it kind of looks a little bit more like confetti, but it's great for any sort of celebrations.
It's a great technique where you can do as much or as little as you want, because even something like that looks absolutely fab.
Yeah,
but you can keep going and get rid of all the white space at all if you want to.
I absolutely love it. It's such a great idea, and I love the fact that when we lie our colours over one another, they sort of like don't muddle up.
No.
You get that gorgeous layering colour effect, which is so special to be able to have with this. Let's just go another piece over here, and then I'm going to switch this back out.
And you can add to this as well. If you've got any of the smaller blending tools at home, you can add different size
ones in.
Or another great tip as well is just going in the end with, you know, like the rubber on the end of a pencil.
Oh yeah.
That can give you really small circles as well.
So now I'm going to completely change this up by going in with my really bright colour. And you can mix your colours closer together. We can mix them over quite a lot of colours that you've got laid down already. But it's just a really fun technique, so keep going. I want to just add my other 2 colours in so you can see how fun this looks when we've finished it off, and then we're going to build this into a card as well. So I've chosen super bright colours here again, but you have the choice to do whatever you wish, and obviously you can add as much or as little ink down on here. I love this colour combination though, it's so fun. I'm going to go in one more time over there, and then we'll leave that one, and then finally we have our spearmint. So this is an absolutely phenomenal colour, everyone's favourite. It dries so beautifully,
and it's there's nothing like it in the old set, is there?
No,
it's absolutely gorgeous.
So I'm gonna go in with this piece here, one more over there, and then I just want to fill out, oh, I can put another one here because I've not got blue there. But then I think I'm going to go back in with a green because I've just got a nice bit of space there where I think green will fit really nicely. So pop that in there, and then that is how you create. And I'm not even joking,
isn't it?
but just now like a sentiment here.
Yeah, you're done.
We're done. It looks really, really cool. But obviously we are going to do something a little bit more fun with this. I might use this piece. I did have a full piece that I'd done, and I was going to make sort of a DL card, but I think I like this bit. We can save this, we can use it for another card, but I want to use this bit because it's really fun. So I'm going to do a DL still, and let's just take this off, because if you watched yesterday, we did so many techniques, but we didn't actually make anything up into cards because I just wanted to have the time to show all of you some incredible things. So I'm going to cut this down to DL size. Now look how cool that would be as a little bookmark.
It's crazy.
You can use all of this up.
Even go in with a flat liner and make them into little balloons.
Yes,
strings
you
coming
could,
down.
like
That
little
would be
balloons
so
down
cute.
here.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. That would be awesome. So I'm going to do, so I've cut it down to size, and then I want to take 3/4 down here, and I'm going to do it at an inch. So there, down to 7 1/4, and then let me just switch it over and I'll do exactly the same again. There, up to 1, and then we want to switch it and line up those edges. And where are we? Are we nearly there? Line up those edges. I'm going to go from top to bottom again, switch it over, match up again with those lines, just go from top to bottom, and then this piece is going to pop out, and that will give us just enough chance to, I think that's the right size. What I'm going to do now is just bring this back into, let's do it at, I just want to take a little bit off it. So I think I'm going to line it up to 1 and then just go around at 1. That's probably a little bit too less actually. Let's go 2 below the 1, because I don't want it to be too thick, but I want it to sort of take a little bit off here. So, oh, this isn't going to work for this side. Let me just go the other way with that one. And yeah, that's better. So on this side we just want to go 2 below that 1 mark, but then on the opposite edge we want to go 2 below.
That's so pretty.
3 1/4. To just give a little bit of white space into here. We can pop out all of these elements now because this is just going to fall away and give you this gorgeous frame. So I don't have any, I've got a DL here. The beauty of this as well, we can just lift this up for our crafting, and so we don't get any ink anywhere else. I'll pop this now onto my foam pads, and I'm going to raise this up off the top of here. So just turning these elements around so it's nice and snug in here, and then let me get some scissors.
We've got so much love on Facebook for these. I've been able to get back on.
Yay!
People absolutely loving the new colour range. I've got a couple of questions. I can't remember who it was. I've scrolled past it. Has asked if you can emboss with these. You most certainly can.
Yes, you can, yeah. So if you want like a coloured embossed look, then you can ink these down, and because they're water based they take a while to dry, then you can add your clear embossing powder over the top, and it gives you sort of like a coloured embossing powder,
yeah,
which is, I think, is my favourite thing.
We've got another question asking, do you need a special kind of cardstock for inking on?
No.
These will stamp onto anything. We're always going to recommend our white Ink Me cardstock, because again, it does what it says on the tin. It gives you that beautiful payoff. It's so smooth and so lovely for inking and stamping onto.
It is.
If you're going to be watering them down, then of course we're going to recommend our Prism watercolour card, our premium watercolour card. So it's just about finding the right tool for the right job, but they will stamp onto anything.
And they also work amazingly with your craft card as well.
Oh yes.
Black card is a little bit funny because obviously the ink pad's water based. It sort of like drags the colour in. So with black card you need something that sits on top. So that's where our Prism pencils and that amazing pigment is gorgeous, because it like lies on top of the cardstock, so it gives you a better colour payoff. But watercolour card, Ink Me card and craft card, also any of your Matastics,
Yes.
These work with any of your Matastics. It's absolutely amazing. So let's finish this off quickly. I've got my happy birthday die, combo die, and I've already stamped my birthday in the coordinating pink, but I could have actually stamped it on there had I have thought. I obviously didn't think. So I'm actually just going to pop this on in white because I think it's going to give you such a really beautiful look. I was going to do it quite crazy, but I think just keeping it really plain on top of those sort of details is just going to allow it to lift. So again, we want our super skinny foam pads for this because they fit on here beautifully. So let's just pop. Are you going to be able to see that? No, you can't see that.
You could reverse that central panel as well, couldn't you? So you could have your whites going in opposite directions. So many different things you could do.
It's just a super fun card technique, and I absolutely love it. And I'm so happy that you've brought this to everyone's lives, Kat, because it is really fun. It's so clever as well, just using like the tool that you have. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's trim that off, stick that onto here so we have our happy. Remember as well, top tip is that you should add, I'm going to actually use my pen here, but because your ink pads are water based, it obviously takes a little time for those elements to dry. So if you make all your backgrounds one day, leave them to dry, you won't have any problem using adhesives. However, if you use foam pads with your ink pads, they sometimes do move off because you've still got that water-based property within there and it doesn't want to hold. So don't worry if that happens, just add a little bit of glue. I used our glue stick there, but you could use construction glue, craft glue, whatever you've got, just add a little bit underneath while it dries and then it will fit perfectly. Birthday is going to go over onto this section.
The same with your gemstones as well. Sometimes they don't want to stick it if they're going over any kind of inked area, so exactly the same again.
And then there we go. How fun is this?
Absolutely beautiful.
It's just gorgeous.
So incredible. I'd like that for my birthday.
I'll save it.
It's coming up. Yeah.
I'll save it.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to give Gemma a minute to catch up because I forgot to show you the book on its own earlier. So I'm going to jump straight in with this. And if you want to buy the book on its own, if you're not getting it in the ultimate bundle, you're just buying a couple of ink pads, but you want to get all the benefits of the knowledge in this book from all the wonderful techniques, you can also buy this separately. So this is $9.99 for non-club members, $9.49 if you are in the club, and $8.99 if you were a Diamond Club member. And in here, I've been through it before, but I'll show you again. You also get a full swatch palette of all the colours in there, which is also downloadable, isn't it?
It is. You can get it off the hub.
Off the hub. And then all of these wonderful techniques.
I would definitely recommend downloading that and making your swatches.
Yeah.
Because then you can see how the colours dry onto the cardstock. And which colours work with which as well.
Yeah, the beauty of this as well is that it's not just all technique based. How it's broken down is that you get your technique page here showing you how to do it step by step, but then on the next page you also get a card made using that technique that's different from the one on the front, and again full step-by-step instructions. And
all the dies and stamps and anything that we've used there will be available on the website, so if you want to buy them you absolutely can do.
100%.
Yeah.
So let's jump in. We'll have a quick reminder of our spookily good offers. Ooh. We have our luxury foiled card mega buy for you down the front here. Absolutely.
I heard this was very popular.
I'm not surprised. I think it is one of my favourite foil collections we have ever done, ever.
Well,
there are so many new foiled elements in there for every occasion. The colours work perfectly together. You've got a mixture of gold and silver foil across all these gorgeous, adorable, scoreable colours. We launched this yesterday and 40% has gone already. This
40%?
40%. It's not going to last, guys.
No, it's not.
Really, really not. This has an RRP of $21.99 and it would be a bargain at that price, but we're not selling it to you for that. You can get your hands on this amazing collection today for $11.99. That's 50 sheets of beautifully foiled, adorable, scoreable cardstock. How incredible is that? Wonderful.
Wow.
And just look, that's it laid out. That's how many sheets 50 is. It's absolutely huge. $11.99. Don't miss out. It's going to go. If it's here after the weekend, I will be very, very much surprised. So let's have a look at some things that you can get along with your foam pads that are going to make your techniques even easier. We have our blending sponges for you. So a pack of blending sponges here, you get 12 in a pack, and we showed you them before with that Velcro back, so you can put them on your hook fastening at the back so they stay where you put them. For a pack of these, you are $3.99, $3.79 in the club and $3.59 in the Diamond Club. But 12's not going to get you very far, is it? So you want to be looking at the Mega Buy. And here,
now this is a great deal.
You're getting 4 packs. So 12 in each, so that's more than enough, isn't it, by my maths?
I think it's
with a few spares.
46 that you're going to get.
46, 48.
Around that. Definitely more than 40, which is what we need.
Yeah, and then you've got a few extras if you are wanting to do some fun blending mixes on your mat.
You could cut them down as well, make different shapes out of them.
So for your Mega Buy, it is $12.99.
Ooh.
Absolutely incredible value there. But what good is our sponges if you've not got a tool to attach them to?
Well,
we have our tool pack here. So this includes 2 blending tools and 6 sponges as well. Today, now only $4.99. Absolutely incredible.
Wow. What a good price that is.
So that's a bargain. So is that for everybody across the board, $4.99? Because that's not the prices I've got on here. And you can get both the sponges and the tool in a bundle for $11.99.
Oh,
is
so
what
you're
I'm being
get
told
even more
on here.
tools as sponges as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. That's what I've got written down
Well,
here. So somebody just check that for me.
We'll go with it. That's what it says.
I don't want a bill at the end of the day because I've been telling people wrong. But you've seen these in action. You've seen what Natalie can do with them and what you'll be able to do with them too. An absolute essential to work alongside. Next up, we have the beautiful For the Love of Maths collection for you. So we have flowers and backgrounds featured in here. We're starting with our dot burst. Look at that. You're going to have so many uses for that. These are our masking sheets. You get your full instructions on the back as well.
They're just great to use with these ink pads.
They are.
Really gorgeous to make cards with. And I think most of them have been used. No, definitely all of them actually have been used within our handbook.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to recreate what we've got in there, grab these.
Absolutely. So individual prices, we have £4.50 for non-club members, $4.28 for club members, and £4 and 5 little pence for our Diamond Club members. So that's our dot bursts. Now onto the flowers, we have our Dahlia centerpiece.
But this would be so good for like mixing your colours, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And creating gorgeous sort of ombre flowers. We can colour in the leaves in the greens.
Yeah.
It would look
Working your colours
incredible.
out from lights to darks, or darks to lights, so those flowers there. Then we have our gardenia centerpiece. Which is another one you could make this very Christmassy. You could make that into like a poinsettia as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely stunning. And then this was featured in some of those techniques we showed you earlier. We have our gorgeous geometric elegance.
I think this is my favourite mask.
So many fun things you can do with this.
So many.
Chopping into it, cutting down into those triangles, cutting across the linear lines. So much fun. So like we said, $4.50 each, $4.28 if you're in the club, and £4 and 5 pence individually. But I do believe that you can get these as a bundle as well.
You can.
So if you want to buy all 4 of these today, the best way to do it is this way. and these are £13 for non-club members, £12.35 for club members, and £11.70 if you are in the club.
So you're getting like 1.5 for free.
You are, aren't you? Absolutely amazing. Right, if you're buying the ultimate bundle, you are going to need something to keep them in.
You are, because we need to make sure that they last a really long time.
And the best thing for it, oh, it's all still bagged up here.
Oh, brand spanking new.
Absolutely brand new. Let's take it out of the bag. We have our mega storage caddy for you here. So as you can see, I'm going to have to turn it the right way up because that's just going to annoy me. Premier Tools, beautiful Craft Tools mega storage caddy here. This includes your 16 storage boxes. So you'll have seen Natalie grabbing them out of the boxes before. They all stack up and line in there absolutely beautifully. They pull out, and in here you will fill 6 each of your colours.
So disclaimer, we have 40 ink pads.
Yes.
You need 7 of these boxes to keep them all in. So this is the best way to be able to store them, because you can put all your ink pads in, then you can add in any of your tools that you need into your other bits and pieces. Our amazing new silicone mat fits into one of these, so you can pop that in there as well and keep it as a little stamping box with all maybe stamps in there, acrylic blocks. You can put your VersaFine in there, your embossing powder as well. Everything
it really
you can live in there.
A toolkit for on the go.
Yeah.
So $39.99 regularly.
We did this the other day, didn't we?
It's one of those words that trips over our tongues. $37.99 for our club members and $35.99 if you are in our Diamond Club. Absolutely amazing value there. Now, last but not least, I am showing you on this little bit. We absolutely love this.
We do.
You've got a sneak peek of it before. We have our brand new silicone mega mat. Very on brand.
Yes.
Very hunky-dory colours.
Hunky-dory little emblem on the edge here.
It is.
It's really good for just protecting your surfaces when you're crafting. Because it's silicone, we can blend our colours on here and clean them up really, really easily. What I love about this as well is that it's heat resistant, so you can do your heat embossing on it.
I think this works great as an everyday desk protector.
Yeah.
Put it down. What I like to do is put little glue dots in the corners so it stays in place.
Clever, Kat.
And then if you need to get it up, you can just peel them off. They rub straight off. But it's just a great everyday mat. Like, that's how I use it, as a desk protector. You can still do all your inking and your colouring on it if you want to, but then if you need to pick it up, it's so easy, it's so lightweight, you can just run it under the tap, give it a quick wash down. Because it's silicone as well, if you're working on it with things like beads or sequins, they're not going to roll off, they're not going to roll over the place.
It's very true. I didn't think
like
about
you
that.
said, it's heat proof. It's just incredible. It looks just like a little purple square, but there's so many uses for it.
I was talking to Dave yesterday, and do you remember those brown mats that you used to get for stamping on?
Yes.
That had that like really nice sheen on them.
Yeah.
Well, we had some of them in the office, and we'd sort of like roll them up when we were finished with them. But then when you got them out, they still had that like those markings on. They didn't lie flat. They didn't sit like this. Where with this one, because it's so thin and flexible, we can roll it up really nicely, so we could just like tuck it in. I actually had mine folded in half and popped inside the top of my mega storage caddy, but we can fold it in as well, so we can fold it in to a really nice thin shape which fits within one of those little boxes that we just showed you, so you can pop that in as well, and then when you get it out, it's not going to have those markings on. You're going to be able to just lie it flat and it work on it perfect. It's just
the same.
It's really, really good.
And for washing it, if you scrunch it all the way up, look how much it scrunches down, but it still just comes back to its original size and shape. Absolutely,
really, really good.
An amazing everyday product. Just such a great
and a really good price as well.
So we are $9.99 for our non-club members, $9.49 for our club members, and $8.99 for our Diamond Club members. I really, really, really love this, and I recommend popping it in your baskets today.
Definitely.
So before we go over to Natalie for another demonstration, let's do a quick and final repeat of our Win It Weekly competition. So we have, let me grab one here, our Deluxe Craft Pad Multi-Buy number 5 that we are giving away in a little bit of time.
Yes, just
Not
a short
very
while,
long now.
not long at all.
I would suggest you have about 5 minutes, if that, left to get your answers in. 3 winners today. Please like, share and comment your answer to this question. What percentage of UK households own a pet? Is it A, 62%, B, 48% or C, 71%? Okay.
Get your guesses
These
in.
will be winging the way to somebody very shortly. And I am going to hold you back just a little bit longer before we go over again. I'm going to show you some card makes.
Yes, we love to be inspired by our other people's makes.
So this is using those techniques and having them all made up into cards. So here we go. We've got the beautiful, that's really showing off those beautiful orange and brown tones there, isn't it?
Lovely
So
with that sunflower.
Yeah. So using your die cut as a mask there. Stunning. I'm not going to take too long. This is the one I was on about before, that beautiful grey concrete colour. Absolutely stunning. So this is just getting crafty with your masking tape and putting those beautiful geometric patterns in there. Stunning. This one is showcasing that wonderful salt technique, and look how well it works on there. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's hard to explain over camera, but the salt techniques actually give them a texture as well, doesn't it? A lovely, beautiful feel. There we go again with that beautiful bokeh technique in the background. This is one with the baby wipes.
So
just
clever.
using them to create like these little candy stripes. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this.
It's really clever, this.
This is so clever. Bex has made this gorgeous little flamingo just with a little bit of smooshing on that watercolour cardstock there.
So
just
clever.
drawing out, just absolutely beautiful. I'm sure lots of you will be copying that one. I know I will. This is using them as a stamp with the
with your
the
dies.
Absolutely wonderful. Now this one's very funky. So that's combining them with that mask, inking the background, and then
Heat embossing.
heat embossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives it a great look.
It does, doesn't it? Very futuristic. And the same again with this one here. So this one has just had the colours swiped over. Those beautiful vintage tones with that black work absolutely stunningly. This is a technique I absolutely love to do. Again, going in with your masking tape, and this time leaving some nice white borders around. Absolutely
There's
stunning.
so many
there.
ways in which you can use them. You can be so creative.
Now here's one making the absolute most of those masks we showed you earlier. Absolutely stunning. Oh, the layering stamps. Look at those beautiful colours in there.
Just shows them off perfectly, doesn't it?
It does. Shows how well they all work together. Here's those dots, and then that wishes cut out of the middle there. So much fun. I should have probably stopped showing cards about 5 minutes ago, but they're
I know,
also
but we all need to
beautiful.
see them.
We do. This looks like a really texturized denim effect in the
This
background.
is really
It's
clever.
So fun.
I think this one and the next couple that you're going to show, Jane created with our masks and a jelly plate.
Oh yeah.
So she filled the, she covered the stencil in ink, popped it on a jelly plate, then lifted that off, and then popped her cardstock down and like braided over the top of it.
Wow.
So it leaves this amazing texture. It's absolutely phenomenal.
And this is one with the bubble wrap.
So clever, isn't it?
And this one has had, I don't know if you can pick it up there, so this has had some
Wow.
like heat embossing over the top, so you really get that texture on the flowers there.
That looks so cool.
But really shows the colours off. So again, some heat embossing over the top to give that beautiful white speckled background.
It just
so you
works
can see
so
how well the white embossing powder works over the top of them as well. Just used with a classic kind of stamp just to build up that background. But you can,
and that's what they're great for, aren't they?
Yeah.
Things like this.
But
If you can't find cardstock that works, your inks, you can definitely make the colour that you need.
Look at this.
I love that. It's so clever.
Stunning. Wow.
So clever.
So
And I think,
go on.
I'm trying to think how she would have done that. I think she's just made a circle from masking sheets and then moved it along. That's how I imagine she's done it. But it's Rachel's, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I imagine that she's probably done something a little bit crazier than that.
And it goes to show as well that we've been on about how well the colours blend in the colour families. But look at this pink and the green here.
They work so well, don't they?
And the purple and the yellow at the top, and the blue and the purple. So even when you're mixing and matching colours that you wouldn't normally put together, you still get this beautiful, beautiful effect.
They are incredible. If you're umming and ahhing about buying these, honestly, don't. Add these to your basket. You are not going to be disappointed at all.
You can see just how much fun we all had with this collection.
Absolutely.
Making these. You can just see how many there are. Look at them. And this is that stencil again, the mask that we used before, but using it in the corners, there's so many beautiful ways you can use these.
It's such a clever technique. This one's gorgeous. And this again is like Kat said about using your different shapes.
Yeah.
You can create cards like this then.
Making little panels and then a little blended background.
Wow. It's just awesome, isn't it?
So much.
That's very pretty. I love the background on that.
Splatter effect in the background there, but then just using them as stamping colours around the sides. Some of that bigger splatter pattern there.
Wow. There's so many amazing techniques you can do with them, honestly. You will not be disappointed. And if you've never had our ink pads before, or if you have had our ink pads previously, you will know the quality that you get in here.
You will. So, is that me all up to date?
I think so.
Are we ready to go over to our
Let's
Natalie?
do it. And this time we are going to use the baby wipe technique. So there's two ways in which you can do this, but this is probably my favourite one. So I'm just laying my baby wipe out, and I'm just going to fold this into like a little, roll it up into a little circle, and then I'm going to fold it over. So I have like a base to work on, and I think I'm going to do this with you want to use like a darkish colour when you're doing this, because you actually obviously you lose some of that colour, and we can just place the baby wipe on here. I'm not sort of pushing it down, I'm literally placing it on top and allowing the baby wipe to sort of like suck up the ink that you get from there. So now we've got that on here, and let me just get another piece of card so I can make sure that this is look at the right pink. I think maybe it's a little bit too dark for what I want actually, so I'll switch it out. We'll do it with the blush. We'll do it with the blush pink. So I'll just fold it over the opposite way, because you can do this a number of times with a number of different colours, and we'll pick out this lighter pink here. And what I want to do with this one, it gives you like a second generation kind of stamping look, but I was thinking of, because I'm going to use some of our other stamps, I just wanted to make like a pink background with sort of like clouds on it. So if I hold this down now and use this as my design, I don't know if you can see this because it's very, very light what I'm doing here. I'm just creating the tiniest sort of lines. Let's see. If I'd have used that dark pink, you'd have definitely been able to see this a lot better. But I wanted it to be really quite muted in the background here. There we go. We've got a bit more coming through now. So we can create different shapes, different textures, but it gives you a look that I don't think you can get anywhere else with any other kind of tool that you might have, is this gorgeous colour. So I'm just keeping on going, adding in, and because you've got that baby wipe and obviously the colour moves through it, it gives you like this really cool like effect where you've got lots of detailing going throughout it. So I'm going to keep it like that now. I'm not going to add much more, maybe just a couple of lines here and there onto that background, and then I'm going to pop this onto my glass mat because I want to then just add a few little splats onto this image. So let's just get some water on here. I'm going to add some of that gorgeous colour down onto here to add more texture to my background, and then I also think I'm going to just come back in with my blending sponge. Let me get my tool, and I'm going to add my colour around the edges just to bring everything together, because this pink is absolutely delightful. So you can do stripes, you can do little squiggles. Kat did squiggles the other day, it looked absolutely fantastic. And then I've just done like a really light, delicate background, because we're going to do this as a new baby card, and you don't want to have sometimes too much going on. So we're going to have welcome baby, and I've stamped my my little goose as well, and we're going to use, it's not a goose, is it? What is it?
Stork.
A stork. There we go. It would be cool
Oh,
if it was a
Natalie.
goose.
I love Natalie.
It's been a long week.
Do you know what I've just thought of? Using this technique, what might be really cool, if you're stamping in black with like your VersaFine or something that's not going to run with water,
Yeah.
and then using the baby wipe around the edge to create that kind of like halo effect.
Oh yeah, that would be really
That
sweet,
might work
wouldn't it?
really nice.
So then I'm also going to use the same pink to colour in my stork or goose.
Are you sure?
You don't know where you live. People might have geese bring babies. It might not be storks.
They'd not want to give it to you if it was a goose. They can be quite territorial.
Well, you never know, Catherine. You never know.
My mum's had several pet geese, and none of them like me.
So just going in with those darker shades on there.
Look at
and obviously
that.
I'm keeping to the pink, but I am using the same colour around here. So I just wanted to give it a hint of colour on there, and then let's go in with, I'm going to change my pink up now. We'll do the vintage rose because this is a little bit darker, and then I'm going to just add that lighter colour on here, and I'm just doing a wash because I want this to be really, really delicate, very sweet, perfect for the occasion that we're going to send this card to. And then let's do welcome baby. Obviously we can put girl or boy on there if we wanted to, but we don't necessarily have to do that, because it is, with the pinks that we've used, it's quite obvious. So let's pop that on there, and then again I'm going to go in with my, let's do the same colour, we'll do blush again, because the different ways of using this ink pad, whether you're blending around the outsides or you're using the baby wipe technique, or we're colouring it in with our by watering it down, every single time it's going to give you a different look. So welcome baby, we'll stamp that over there, and that's going to give you a really delicate sentiment there, which matches this absolutely perfectly, really. So we'll pop that on with some beautiful foam pads, and we are done. It is as simple as that. So let's just add another big piece over here, and then I will add this. I'm going to again just go over with my glue stick to make sure that this doesn't go out of place. But once the glue stick's dried, then the adhesive on your, once the ink's dried, then the adhesive on that will hold it really nicely. And then you can pop that onto a little A6 card blank, and there you go. You've created that gorgeous sort of cloud background by using your baby wipes in a completely different way.
Absolutely.
And if you use your baby wipes and actually ink down onto these, so we can show you how this works as well. So let's just take this cloud stamp here. You can get like a second generation stamping look by doing this, so you can actually put the colour, and I'll go in with the darker colour this time, stamp the colour onto the baby wipe, and then using your acrylic block, which I have somewhere, we'll have to use this one again. I definitely had a tub of them Oh, they're over there. I can see them now. You can pick up the colour off the baby wipe, and then you can stamp this as well, and it'll give you a lighter version of your ink. Let me do it one more time and I'll lift it up for you. So it gives you like that second generation stamping look that you can get from sort of inking onto something else and then picking it back up. But it's a very clever idea of using something that, again, we already have, but in a different way.
Yeah, so clever.
Yeah.
Very, very clever. Thank you very much, Natalie.
You're
Another
welcome.
stunning card. Now, before I go into what I've got to say next, Gemma, have you got any idea of the techniques that Natalie can look at, just so we can give her some time to prepare?
Bubble wrap. We can definitely do that.
Have we got
Have we got another one?
Sky cloud one.
Pardon?
The blue sky cloud one.
The blue sky cloud one. Which one is that?
Ooh, I don't know. Oh, can you do the bubbles for me? I definitely want to see the bubbles.
We'll do the bubbles for you, yeah. We'll do bubbles and we'll do the bubble wrap, and I think then we might have to go and do some actual proper work.
No, I was just trying to stretch this show out for as long as possible today. So, let's just have a quick recap of our big launch for you today. If you haven't already guessed, we have our Prism Ink Pads Ultimate collection for you. In this collection, we're going to receive our brand new stunning 40 ink pad collection of our brand new colours, plus your ultimate guide of the Prism Crafting Handbook. This is volume 7, but it's the third one using the inks, isn't it? And techniques in there. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to run through these colours with you one more time, but I'll be super quick. So we're starting at the top here. You can get it in shot and working our way across. We have our lipstick, hot pink, pink petal, blush, lovely lilac, vintage rose, orchid, violet, blueberry, royal blue, Prussian blue, teal, electric blue, powder blue, spearmint, lime zest, pear green, lily pad, khaki, shamrock, holly green, stormy night, dove grey, concrete, charcoal, muddy boots, cocoa bean, gingerbread, velvet fawn, greige, mustard, buttercup, warm honey, peachy, tangerine, roasted pumpkin, tiger orange, red pastel, letterbox, and last but not least, earth red. Breathe.
Oh, that was a lot.
So our ultimate collection is $59.80 regularly. Why do I keep trying to say that word?
I know.
It just comes, I start, so I have to finish. $56.81 if you are in the club, and our Diamond Club members are going to be able to take this home today for $53.82. You can also get this in our sets for, my brain's gone, our sets get on to $14.99. I'm looking at the wrong page. So we have Prism Ink set 1, which is the pastels. We have set 2, which is the brights, set 3, the mid-tones, set 4, vintage, set 5, essentials, and they come in at $14.99, $14.24 if you're in the club, and what was the last one? $13.49 if you are a Diamond Club member. You can also purchase them individually. They are £2.50 each, or any 5 for £4.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Can I jump in?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Quick.
So, what was the answer? Have I got it on here? There we go. We were right.
We were right.
The answer is 62%. In the UK, more than 6 in 10 households, which is 62%, own a pet. Dogs are the most common pets, with 13 million residing in households, followed closely by cats, with a population of 12 million.
That is crazy.
That is mad,
That's a lot, isn't it? I didn't think it was high.
And let's see who our lucky winners are.
Yay!
We have Sarah Ammers, Jackie McPhail and Hilary Hughes. Congratulations. What a way to start the weekend.
I know, absolutely incredible, isn't it? Okay, shall we quickly get these demos in?
Yes.
Can you just pass me some of that bubble wrap over there?
Oh yes.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can do that. Just let me
I
move.
thought I had some, but I definitely don't. So we'll
Let's see.
get this on. The best way to do this is to actually have sort of like an acrylic block ready to go that you can stick this onto. So if I just take my low-tack tape, that will be more than enough, yeah. And then I'm gonna sort of lay this out. So let's just take that bit off there. You can lie it in as many different ways as you want to, but I'm just gonna run this around my large block, and then let's tape this down. So if we just use the low-tack tape, it's really easy to get off, but you have that sort of space there which you can hold really nicely. And then if we add our colours down, so I'm going to go in with a mix of colours. I'm going to do my tiger orange, we're going to go in with lily pad then, that beautiful green colour, and then I'm going to finish it off with spearmint, which has those gorgeous more deeper blue tones. So we'll pop that on there, and then if you've got a spritzing bottle, it's always best to sort of just lightly spritz the top of your cardstock just to give it time and water to react with the bit you're doing here. And then we're going to pop this down onto our mat and just pick this up, and it is as simple as that. And the different patterns and styles that you want to create depends on the layout of your ink. So if you did like little triangles here, it would look quite geometric. If you did like an ombre of browns, or you did yellow and then you did brown around the outside, it would give you more of a vintage look. So it is really simple to do that one. So then we will do Kat's favourite technique, and I might be able to squeeze in another couple as well for you, because that is what this type of show is about, isn't it?
Yes.
So why not do them? So next up we're going to do bubbles. So I've got a little tub here, a little tub like this, or even one of the tubs that you actually put your ink pads in is perfect. I'm just going to lie some colour down in here, so I'm just going to do 2 squidges of my purple, and then I'm going to add in some water. So just from my tub here, let's add in a little bit of water. You don't want to add in too much, is one thing that I've learnt with this, because the more pigment you've got, the better it's going to be. So let me just get that pigment mixed in with that water first of all. We might have to add a little bit more water in to be able to blow our bubbles here. A straw is essential, and then there we go, we've got more water in there, and then a little bit of washing up liquid. Don't need too much, but just a little bit, and then again mix all that into there, and then we are ready to go. So then all you have to do is sort of blow into your mixture to create your bubbles, and then we're going to lift our bubbles onto our cardstock. So
look at it go.
You want to get it so it's hanging over the edge as much as possible, and then I'm just going to sweep the mixture onto here. Now I've used a really light colour here, to be honest. It's a dark colour, but because I've added quite a bit of water, it gives you not that much of a look. So there, add them on. You want to leave the bubbles to sort of pop naturally, because that's where you're going to get the best effect. If you pop them now, they're going to sort of come away, but they will start to go. So we'll do one more.
But as the bubbles are popping, your colour's becoming more vibrant,
yeah. So that's why it's best to sort of leave it where it is. And the more you can sort of stretch your bubbles across as well, you're going to get a greater sort of payoff. So we'll leave them to sort of pop on there. See if we can pull this over here to give us some more elements on this edge. But it is really fun, and the bigger bubbles you can create, the sort of better your background will be.
Yes.
But it's really, really fun. It's super easy to do and a great thing to do with the kids, but just a really nice technique for really delicate background. So let's leave that to one side. I just want to put this somewhere where it's not going to go everywhere because I want to show you a couple more techniques as well that we showed you yesterday and through. So we'll leave that just to sort of pop all of those bubbles off, but you can already see how this has started to lie, and it looks really quite fun actually. Let me see if I can move these ones over here, because then you're going to get more.
And you can go in with different colours as well, can't you?
Yeah, so you can start off sort of laying down one colour and then add another colour, but look at that effect. It's so cool. So that's dried really nicely on there now, so we could just leave that for a bit longer and then come in with another colour if you wanted to, or maybe a different colour of purple, and add sort of lots of different layers on. You can also layer on top of them, which gives it a really fun look. So that's one other technique. Let's try now something that is a little bit crazier, and we're going to use the die cut machine. So let's just bring that in as much as we can. Now I just got a die from the side here. This is our snowflake panels. I don't even know if this is in stock anymore, but it is a great panel because it shows off a lot of detail and it's going to look really fun with this technique. So I'm going to go in with blue obviously because it is a snowy sort of scene, this one. So let's go in with Prussian blue, powder blue and electric blue. We'll do that sort of across here. So I'm just going to take my ink and stamp it directly onto my die, and this is a great way of using stuff you've already got but doing something completely different that you might think, well, why would you do that? But it's such a good way of creating really different backgrounds from what you will already have. So just going a bit further down with that colour, and then if I just lie this down now on here, I can go in with my lighter blue just to get that nice ombre look. And then you want to spritz your cardstock again, so just adding in that spritz of cardstock. I'm going to lie this onto my cardstock that we've just spritzed, so just placing that down. Be careful of your placement because you don't want it to move that much, and then just for safety I'm going to add in another piece of cardstock because obviously you don't want your ink going all over your plates. So another piece of cardstock. You could just use paper for this. You literally just want to use it as a base layer. Pop that in our die plates, and then the die acts as like a brayer, so it helps to sort of put that design onto the paper.
And I think it's nice, isn't it? Sometimes when you've got lots of cards to make, you think, oh, I don't want to be faffing with this technique or that technique, and you just go back to all the basics. If you set yourself a couple of crafting days aside to just make backgrounds up,
yeah,
and then stack them all up in a box, and then when you come to making cards and you've got a package there that you can go through and think, oh, I'll use this one, or I'll use that one. It's just nice to have some days where you're just making your backgrounds rather than doing your full cards.
But look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. You cannot create that with that sort of like aperture detail.
Nope.
With a stamp. Well, you probably could if Stacey made them. Stacey, I know you'll be watching. But how cool is this? And a great way to use your dies completely differently, which I absolutely love. So let's do another one with the die cut machine. This might be the last one. I do want to show you another one, which is my absolute favourite though. So we might squeeze in another two before we spin the wheel and leave you for the day. So this time I've heat embossed that gorgeous background in silver, and I'm going to go in now with, let's change up my colours ever so slightly.
That looks awesome.
It's so cool, isn't it? We'll go with blueberry, violet, and then let's do teal as well. So for this we're just going to swatch our colours over the top of here. So just adding down those layers of colour. Of course I'm going to do it in an ombre because who doesn't love an ombre? So that gorgeous blueberry, and then our violet. And if you do have colours going into one another, you can just sort of like pop your ink down on here and it will sort of lift off the top, so don't worry about that. So we've got that down now. I'm going to spritz this, and I've got another piece of cardstock which I'm going to lie over again on here. And then once again, we're popping this through our die cutting machine. So let me pop that there, add our plates in, and this is going to be your ink lifting technique. So this will sort of use that embossing area and give you that gorgeous like detailing that we had with the other image that I think you showed 2 examples of this, didn't you? But it works really, really well. So then we'll take this off, and then you'll be left with, it looks different every single time.
It does.
But this one doesn't have that much sort of pressure on it. So you've got, we can use this background, we absolutely can use this background, but then you've got that sort of lifting design. And because this embossing powder is quite thick as well, you can still see the line detail.
Yeah.
So that's another really fun one. What else did I want to do before we finished? Okay, one more, because we'll be here all day and Dan will be like, geez, what are you doing?
I honestly don't think he'll mind with these.
I don't think so, because it's really fun to be able to see all the different ones in action,
definitely.
isn't it? So for this one, let me get my tools. My absolute favourite, this one. It's just so good. I've got leaves. Now, these were a little bit dry because I did leave them overnight. But if you get, let's sort of like pop them in some water just so they retain their texture. I mean, you want to still have them quite dry because it leaves you with a really nice imprint. But I'm going to do these. I'm going to do them in green because I've done this a lot with sort of like autumnal colours, and it works really nicely. But I want to see how it looks with your greens. So let's go in with pear green, and we're inking the leaf up straight away. And then I'm going to go in with the khaki green as well with this one. And having different shaped leaves as well is really great for this, because it gives you a completely different background every single time. You can also ombre it, so I could have done pear into khaki. Spritzing your cardstock again, just to make sure it's nice and light wet. And then we're going to place this down onto here. And then you want a brayer, or you could use like a book or your acrylic block. And we're just going to brayer over the top here. And then when we lift this up, it will leave you with your beautiful leaf detail. Let's do this one with that lighter colour. You can see the other colours coming off my brayer now because I haven't cleaned it since yesterday. But there's such a good different colour payoff. I think I had a little bit less water over there. Let's do another pear green one. Let's do an ombre one actually. We'll do pear green on the top, and then let's go into holly green on the bottom. Well, let's put this one down and see what we get with. Because you get to see when you're using your brayer and you're going over this, it gives you all the detailing of your leaves. It's such a cool idea though. And then you get really nice just indentations. If you use a lot of colour, something that's really dark, once that's dry you can still see some of the line detailing on this one. But look how cool this one is up here.
So gorgeous.
And you can do it with flowers as well actually, like any sort of really large flowers, maybe like a daisy or something with quite big sort of leaves would look awesome doing it in this way. There's so much more I want to be able to share with you. There's honestly an abundance of things, really fun techniques that you can do with these ink pads. So I really hope that when you get them home, you just have a day of experimenting, maybe coming up with new techniques, maybe coming up with something we've not shown you. And if you do, send us it in, because we always love learning from each other.
We do.
100%.
I saw a few on there already that instead of baby wipes use cotton buds for that finer detail. That'd be absolutely fabulous.
Oh, see?
So yeah, please share with us.
Amazing already.
So you've all been absolutely spoilt rotten today with Natalie's wonderful tips, techniques and demonstrations. But we're going to give you something else. One lucky winner today is going to win something from Spin the Wheel. I'm hoping I can read them. So very shortly I am going to spin this wheel, and you will be given a short amount of time to answer with just a fun question. And Gemma will pick which one she likes the best. So should we just get in and spin it?
Do it.
Oh no, I'm going to go again. That was a rubbish spin. There we go.
It is very windy in here today, Kat. Anything could happen. It's blowing a gale right now over here.
It is, because my wheel's now not stopping. Let's, come on.
What a good spin that was. What have we got?
What have we got?
Concept card kit.
Oh, wow. So I am presuming you can go online and look at our concept card kit and pick one of your choosing.
You can pick absolutely anything you like.
What a wonderful prize. I think I would be going for the one that we showed you last week.
Oh,
that
those
is my
wonderful
ultimate
wings.
favourite at the moment. But you can get yourselves on there. So for your chance to win this, we would like you to comment. My iPad isn't working, so I won't be able to read them out, so we're going to have to do some filler. Halloween is right around the corner, and we want to know, if you had to wear a Halloween costume for the rest of your life, which would it be?
A pumpkin, 100%.
You just walk around as a pumpkin all day. You could
Yeah.
be what you want, couldn't you? You could just be
A pumpkin.
Pumpkin's really, really cool. A cat would be nice and easy, plus it'd be fitting with the name.
It would be.
It would work. Let me see if I can get on this iPad and see, but it'd lock me out and I don't know the code. Maybe Gemma can have a look for me. Let me
We're not
pass
having
it
fun
over.
with technology today, are we?
No, we're not. I got on for a short amount of time and then it frozen. What other great Halloween costumes are there? You had some fab ones last year, Natalie. I think the mummy was my favourite.
The mummy was a good one. I liked the... it was a few years back now, but it was the first Halloween we did when I was a spider.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I bet that was great. Oh, we are back. So we have got a vampire, a witch. There's a guy that walks down our road when I'm taking the kids to school, and I tell Jackson every day he's a vampire. A witch, vampire bride, vampire lady, a crooked house. That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Invisible man.
Invisible man.
That would be also. Wednesday Addams. A zombie
skeleton.
pirate. See, I do like the zombie ones, but I think it'd just be too much hard work every day.
Do you know
the
what would be
makeup
a
and
good
stuff.
one? I've got it. This
Go
is
on.
going to be the best one because you wouldn't have to do anything ever again.
Okay.
Invisible man.
That's what they just said.
Did you just say that?
Yeah. I
was
thought
just
I
in-
did.
I was just... Did you?
Yeah.
That would be an awesome one because you wouldn't literally not have to do anything ever again.
No, it'd be really, really
Because
cool.
you'd be invisible.
Yeah. Be fabulous. I'm sure it would have his drawbacks though. A sheet as a ghost. Can eat
Yeah.
what I want without showing my lumps.
I like that one.
Although I have seen some really cool cow costumes out there at the moment.
Could be anything, couldn't you? Absolutely anything you dreamed.
A cat, as they have a superb life, they do. I've always said, if I'm to come back as an animal, I want to come back as a well-loved cat. A vampire. Glinda the Good Witch. I know, we're getting round in that dress though, all day, every day. I think that would cause some issues. A ghost. One of the witches from Hocus Pocus. Have you got a winner for us, Gemma?
On Facebook, Kim Houston, who said the Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man.
we
I think
do
that's
like
got
that
to be
one.
that one. That is an incredibly good answer. So if you can drop us an email and let us know which concept card kit, don't post anything, your email address or address onto the forum, send it via email for us, have a look online, see which concept card you would like, and we will get it sent out to you ASAP. Congratulations. What was the name again?
Kim Houston.
Kim Houston. Okay, so I don't want the show to end.
I know,
but I'm
it's
gonna
been
have to
really
finish it
fun.
off, aren't I?
It's been really fun.
TV schedule for you. Up on the weekend on Sunday, we have Pauline for you at Hobby Maker, and she will be running through some spookily good offers for you at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. And next up with us on Hunky Dory TV says we'll be back. I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
No. So you'll have somebody here
Oh,
on Monday.
I know why I don't know who
Maybe
he
it's the
is.
Invisible Man.
Maybe it is. It's because I haven't done the schedule yet, so
So it's a work
might
in
be me.
progress. A work in progress. for another spectacular show filled with games, crazy fun and spookily good offers that you won't want to miss.
No, you
It'll be
won't.
whoever draws the short straw and's got a costume, I would guess. So we hope you've enjoyed the show today. We've had an absolute blast. Get yourself onto the website and stocking up on these beautiful inks, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.